Hey guys, Orico 12w here, and welcome back to another episode of Does It Work, where today I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this guy right here. Now this is an Orico 2-port smart charger, model number WHA-2U, and I'm going to open up this box while I keep talking. I'm going to be taking a look at this product, mainly because I purchased it with the idea that I would make kind of a consumer alert video for you. So let me quickly just go over what's in the box. So you get your standard card with their support email and Chinese on the back, and then you actually get your product here. Now the reason why I say consumer alert is because I'm going to show you quickly on their advertisement what they claim and then what the product actually is going to be able to do. So here's the product, and let me go ahead real quick, and I'm going to pull this up on my phone. I'm going to show you what they advertise. So as we can see here, I purchased this for $5. And that's the charger, and we're going to go ahead and go down to the item description. So for the output that they claim, they say that this can supply 5 volts at 2.4 amps across 2 ports. 2.4 amps times 2, which would mean that in total this thing is supposed to be able to output 4.8 amps of power. But they're claiming that this charger here is 12 watts. So if we scroll down here past all this other junk, we see that they again say that it is able to supply 2.4 amps per port, up to 2.4 amps per port of power. And then they're saying that it's a 12 watt charger. So if you're not aware of how this stuff works, I'm going to quickly demonstrate this here for you. That 12 watts does not mean that this can supply up to 4.8 amps of power. So if we have 12 watts, you divide that by 5 volts, because this is a 5 volt charger, so that would imply that the 12 watts would be able to supply 2.4 amps of overall charge. Now if this is what they're claiming is a 4.8 watt charger or amp charger, we multiply that by 5, this would have to be a 24 watt charger, and it's not. And I'm going to demonstrate that here soon. So let's go ahead and give an overview of the product. So it says Orico on the side. It is ABS plastic, and do the squeeze test. It's very durable plastic, so this is not thin plastic. On the bottom here we see that it is Orico branded. There's the model number, and there's the output value, which they claim the total output is 2.4 amp at 12 watt maximum capacity. It does have a flip out charger plug, which is reversible, which is a nice feature, and it's 2-port, and that's pretty much it. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly get everything set up for the testing, and then I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so everything's all set up, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to test this real quick. So I have my dummy constant load tester here with my meter and an adapter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and plug one of the USB ports into this. And what this is going to do is it is going to give a constant 2 amp draw. So this charger is already having 2 amps of draw put on it. So we're going to test to see if it can exceed its 2.4 amp overall rating, or which would imply the wording of their advertisement that this is able to supply 2.4 amps per port, or if it's what I predict and think it is, which is it is able to supply up to 2.4 amps split between the 2 ports, or 1.2 amps per port, or just 2.4 overall. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to, of course I have to unlock this here, and I'm going to open up my live charging app here, so we can see that I'm currently losing about 450 milliamps on discharge. So I'm going to go ahead and plug it in here. We're going to give it a second so it can read what it's going to be charging at, and I'm getting 600 milliamps. That'll probably drop down a little bit, but let's see over here. So that is still the 2 amp draw. I've dropped below 4 volts, which usually isn't good, but this constant load tester paired with this really long cable that I have here usually drops the voltage by about 2 volts, plus this eats a little bit, so I would call that oh, there we go, and it rose back up to 4.15 volts. I don't know what's up with that fluctuation, but whatever. So we can see that paired together, this is getting about 2.5 amps of power. And just to confirm that this is what this phone's actually getting, I'm going to go down here and show you that I have the amp meter plugged into the charger, and it's receiving 5 volts at 0.45 amps. So if I go ahead and pull this charger back up onto the table here, and I will explain to you what's going on. So, like I said, this charger is a 12 watt max. That's what it says here. That's what it says on the advertisement. What I think that they meant to say, and I don't know if this was deliberately worded to be misleading to try to sell more products, is that this is not able to supply 2.4 amps to each port. It can supply 2.4 overall amps in total through this charger. Now, if I plug one device into this port, it should be able to supply 2.4 amps. And if I plug nothing into the bottom one, I can get that full 2.4 amps through this one port. And what I think that they're saying is that this is able to supply the 2.4 amps to both of these ports as long as the other one isn't being used. Not that both ports can supply 2.4 amps of power simultaneously, because that would have to change from this 12 watt to a 24 watt charger. So just a quick little consumer alert and product review. This is a 2-in-1 for you guys there. Be careful what you buy, and make sure that you calculate out what you want correctly, because if someone didn't know how to convert this watts thing out, and all they read was the description and read that it said 5 volts, 2.4 amps times 2, they're going to think that both of these ports can supply 2.4 amps, and that's not the case. So careful what you buy, guys. Hopefully this video helps some of you, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to support me on Patreon, go ahead and click the button on screen now, or check the description. Same thing for the subscribe button. If you'd like to check out my latest video, go ahead and click on screen now. And if you want to get games for up to 99% off, or follow me on Twitter, go ahead and check the links in the description. I hope you enjoyed my video and have a great rest of your day.